What's up guys, welcome back to the Streets YouTube channel. Right, game week 2. I ended up game week 1 with my predictions. I ended up on 6 points. I predicted 6 results or 6 teams correctly. I didn't get any scorelines correct, but we go again and it's week 2. So let's get straight on, and we're going to start with the Friday late kickoff, and that is Nottingham Forest versus Sheffield United. I think it's going to be quite a drab affair. I expect Nottingham Forest to win. They got 30 of their 38 points last season at home. Very good home side. Away, obviously, they struggled, and I expect them to struggle again away from home. But at home, they are quite solid. I expect them to win this game because, like it's been well established, that Sheffield United's team has lost quality, especially with Ndai leaving, and they haven't really brought in the same quality of player. So they've come up from the Championship with a worse team. I expect Nottingham Forest to come out on top. They have quite a solid team. When they make substitutions, it is a similar quality. So their team and the whole 18 is of a better quality than Sheffield United. I expect this to be a 2-0 victory for them, and give Steve Cooper his first win of the season. So on to the Saturday kickoffs. There's no early kickoff this week, so it's straight into the 3 PMs. First game is Fulham versus Brentford. Obviously, Fulham got a win last week against Everton, and Brentford got a 2-2 draw at home to Spurs. But I expect Brentford to come out on top of this one. Whether Mitrovic starts again, I don't really know, because obviously there's been reignited interest with Saudi Arabia, so I think he could start on the bench again. I think Raul Jimenez could start up front. He was unlucky, he hit the post last week for Fulham, but obviously there is a distinct drop in quality from Raul Jimenez or Mitrovic to Raul Jimenez. So I do think Brentford will come up on top. I'm going to say a 2-1 win for Brentford away from home, and they'll get their first 3 points of the season. On to Liverpool versus Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth in this game could pose Liverpool a lot of problems. Obviously, last season in the same fixture, it was a demolition job. It was 9-0 to Liverpool. Do I think the same will happen again? No. I do expect a Liverpool win, and I think it will be comfortable, and I'm going to go for 3-1. But let's not forget, Bournemouth obviously has got a new coach. They apply new tactics this season. High pressing, over the top balls, which could pose a massive threat to Liverpool's high defensive line. And I think that they will score. Like I said, I think it would be 3-1. And it wouldn't surprise me if Bournemouth got the first goal and Liverpool then had to come back from behind, as we saw many times last season. On to Wolves versus Brighton. Wolves, a team that's not only surprised me, but probably surprised everybody in their game against Manchester United. Yes, they didn't come out on the right side of the result, but they did have 23 shots at Manchester United's goal, which is the most at Old Trafford since 2005. Do I think that was a fluke result and Manchester United just played very poorly? Yes. Do I think they'll win this game? I don't think so. I think Brighton are too good of a team and a unit to allow the same thing to happen. What I seen in the Manchester United game was Casemiro got exposed a lot, with Mount pushing forward and Bruno playing high on the right hand side. So I think Brighton will be much more composed in and out of possession, and I think Brighton will win this game 2-0. On to Tottenham versus Manchester United. Two teams which failed to flatter game week 1. Tottenham, for me, actually played better in their game than what I saw with Manchester United, even though Manchester United got the win and Spurs only got a draw away to Brentford. I do think with Maddison coming into the team, it does give them something extra. It allows the transition from defence to attack to be more fluid, and obviously he got 2 assists on his debut, proving that the signing was a very good one. And I think as if Manchester United employ similar tactics than they did against Wolves, it could be a difficult afternoon for Manchester United. I think Tottenham have the pace and the ability to hurt Manchester United on the counter-attack. I think Tottenham will in fact win this game, and I think they'll win it 2-1. Purely from what I saw against Wolves from Manchester United, that they were effectively all over the place. Mount was getting forward way too much, exposing Casemiro, and I think against a team like Spurs, who will love to counter-attack, who under Ange Postecoglou have had more attacking shots and attacking threats than any manager since Pochettino. I think it will be a highly attacking affair. I expect goals, and I expect Spurs to win this 2-1. On to the late kickoff on Saturday, and is the blockbuster game of the weekend. Manchester United at home to Newcastle United. Manchester City at home to Newcastle United. It will be, like I said, a blockbuster game. Manchester City have failed to flatter these, even though they beat Burnley away from home 3-0. Burnley had a lot of opportunities that game, and against a better opposition that day, the result could have been different. I do think that if they were against a so-called top 6 team in game week 1, I don't think they would have got the victory. But it is yet to be seen. They failed to flatter in the Community Shield against Arsenal. Arsenal had a lot of the better chances, and in the Super Cup on Wednesday night against Sevilla, so they went behind and it took Cole Palmer to score a nice goal to get them level, and the game they won on penalties. So obviously in a league game they would have drawn that game 1-1. And again, obviously Newcastle started amazingly. They demolished Aston Villa 5-1, a game where everyone thought it was going to be close because of the signings Aston Villa made, because Unai Emery is such a great coach. And I do see this one being a 2-2 draw. I think it's going to be an attacking game. I think Newcastle are going to employ the similar tactics to what they employed to the top 6 away from home last season, which was break up play, make the game ugly, time waste. I know it's harder to time waste this season with the amount of added time that's going to be added on, but I do see them employ similar tactics away from home. But like I said, I do think it's going to be a 2-2 draw, and I think it'll be the first drop points of both teams this season. On to the Sunday fixtures, and that sees Aston Villa against Everton for the early kickoff. Obviously, I've just talked about Aston Villa got demolished by Newcastle 5-1. I do expect a bounce back, and I think they are going to beat Everton 3-1. Everton had a lot better of the game against Fulham. There was heroics from Bernd Leno, but ultimately a lack of a number 9, a lack of a goal scorer cost them in that game. And if Dominic Calvert-Lewin was playing, I expect the result against Fulham would have been different. But if they were without Calvert-Lewin again, which I expect they are, because I wouldn't imagine he'd recover that quickly, I think he could be a massive miss, and I don't think they will outscore Aston Villa, and I think Everton, like I said, will win this game comfortably 3-1, and will obviously get that revenge for the loss against Newcastle. On to the last game on the Sunday, and that's West Ham versus Chelsea. This game could be quite exciting. I expect West Ham to feature some of their new signings, Edson Alvarez and James Ward-Prowse. I think both of them could come in and start. Obviously James Ward-Prowse, brilliant dead ball specialist, brilliant player, has been at Southampton all his career, finally made the move back to the Premier League and has joined West Ham. I think he could start, I think he'll be ready, and I think obviously Chelsea have made a few signings as well. Whether they start with Caicedo or Lavia is yet to be seen. I imagine Caicedo will come straight in and Lavia might be on the bench, but obviously they have a conundrum with Reece James being injured. Whether Gusto comes straight in and as a straight replacement for him, or whether they switch to a back 4, it's yet to be seen. So I am going to go for a 1-0 Chelsea win. I think it'll be quite close. West Ham, other than a wonder goal by Jarrod Bowen, obviously they did hit the woodwork, but from an offensive standpoint, they were quite lacklustre. Chelsea played very good against Liverpool in spells, where once they navigated the first 20 minutes of either half, they did come on strong, and I expect them to do the same. I don't think it'll be a high scoring affair, but I do think Chelsea would come on top, out on top 1-0. On to the final game of the week, and that's Crystal Palace against Arsenal. Crystal Palace's game against Sheffield United failed to deliver. It was quite a drab affair, if I'm being honest. It seemed like two teams that lacked that quality. Obviously Crystal Palace getting rid of Wilfried Zaha. Obviously Elise has signed a new contract, which is good for Crystal Palace fans, so he won't be going anywhere, which will keep the quality there, especially with the likes of Eze. Edouard scored. Jordan Ayew was unlucky to have a goal disallowed. They still have quality in the team, but I do think Arsenal will come out on top. It's yet to be seen who's going to come in at left back, with Zinchenko still injured and Julian Timber out for a few months now with that knee problem. Will Kieran Tierney come straight in as that left back replacement? Will they change shape? Like I said, is yet to be seen. It wouldn't surprise me if they switch to a back three, and somebody like Martinelli plays out on that wide left hand side. But like I said, I do expect Arsenal to come out on top, and I think they will win this game 3-1. I think it'd be quite comfortable for them, and yes, I think they'll just continue where they left off last week. So, like I said, out of all my predictions, the point scoring is the same: 3 points for a correct result, 1 point for a correct team prediction win, 0 points for a incorrect result, and -1 if I picked a team. Like for example, I use Liverpool. If I pick Liverpool to win 3-1 and Bournemouth go and win 3-1, I will get -1 points. Like I said, I'm currently on 6 points with 6 corrected team wins. So let's see what I get to this time. Obviously 6 points isn't a massive amount. If you still want to get involved, like I said last week, if a few people want to get involved, I will make sure there's a good prize, whether that's like a games console. If somebody wants league tickets, I'll try and fund that. But it'll most likely be something like a games console, something like that. Depends how many people get involved. So if you'd like to get involved, just pop your predictions down in the comment section, and I will add them to the video. Basically, I'll add them to my review video after the game week when I add up all the scores, and then like I said, we'll do that on a week-to-week basis. At the end of the season, if you beat me, well done. If you finish top of the league, then I will reward you with, like I said, a prize. But that is the end of this video. If you liked anything that I've said, if you disagree, if you think one team is going to get the better of the other one, like Spurs, Manchester United is a very close game. If you think I'm totally wrong and you think Manchester United is going to pass Spurs, just let me know. I can take anything. I can take criticism. It's fine. If you, like I say, if you like this video, give it a like. If you like anything that I've said, give me a subscribe. It'll only help me develop the channel, and the more people that see it, the more chance of me entering the algorithm. And yeah, other than that, I will see you in the next video, which will probably be the review video at the end of game week 2, which will be on Tuesday. So I will see you then. Cheers.